Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our fourth episode of the live session in here over the Ofek, the Q&A session for you to get all the answers for all the questions that you have. If it's about moving to Leipzig, if it's about moving to Germany, if it's about Leipzig in general, this is going to be our topic today. This time I'm a bit sick. I'm very sorry, but I'm gonna do my best to still give you some information, useful information for you to use if you are deciding to move to Leipzig. My name is Edna Naveen. I'm the CEO of Over the Ofek. We are doing relocation, every process of relocation to Germany. This is where we can help you, not only with information, but also with some services. So, first of all, I invite you to like this video and to subscribe because we are going to do this live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Yes, last week, we didn't do that. I was traveling and this time I'm in Spain. So, not to worry, I am coming back pretty soon to Leipzig, but for the next couple of live sessions, you're going to see a different setting. But we're going to start with the reason that we started this live session, and this is, are you the right person to live in Leipzig? So this is kind of a question that a lot of people are thinking about. What would be the right city for me to live in? So today we're going to talk a little bit about Leipzig in general and about the pros and cons, or maybe what does Leipzig has to offer and what does it doesn't have to offer. So I'm going to jump right into basically why Leipzig. So I can tell you a lot from my point of view and also a little bit from others, but I would start first and foremost with something that it was very important to me and my partner personally when we moved to Leipzig, and that was actually music and culture. So Leipzig is actually very much known for its relationship to music. So not only that you will be able to find a lot of live concerts that are very big, so Metallica and Rammstein and other very well-known bands that were coming here, but also there is very much of a history when it comes to Leipzig. So you might know that Bach is actually buried in Leipzig. So he did spend the big part of his life in Leipzig managing the orchestra, and he actually died in Leipzig and is buried in the Thomaskirche, the Thomas Church. And every year, for his honoring, there is a festival. There is a Bach festival. Um, on top of it, there is Mendelssohn, who is related to the city, and some others that are very known. And we also have the very, very well-known orchestra, the Gewandhaus. I don't know if you heard of it, but a lot of people are actually coming from all over the world in order to get accepted to this orchestra. We also have an opera house for sure, and many, many festivals and live concerts all around the city. So I definitely recommend that city if you have in your passion music inside. Of course, there are some music schools. There are also some festival like the VGT, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But oh, something very important. The first record studio was actually in Leipzig. So a lot of interesting connections to music. Very much important to me. But alongside music, there is also the culture. So there's a lot of art going on. There's a lot of um, art studios that you can find, a lot of artists that are coming, museums, and just many, many places where you can have some fun or maybe some creative outlet. There is a big place that used to be a manufacturer of wool, if I remember correctly, or cotton, and then now it is actually being transferred into many, many studios and also some offices. And they have a big store for arts and crafts. And it is very much an artistic hub for those of you who are very much interested in this. So if you are wanting to check about the culture of art within the city, I would say this is a very good location to start. This place called Spinnerei. So that's the name of the factory. So, of course, if you have any questions that you want to ask us during this live session, I am here just for that. But I'm going to continue to the second reason of why Leipzig, which is the nature versus life balance, the city life balance. What do I mean by that? Basically, what I mean is that if you want to have the city, you have a city center, you have streets that are filled with stores and restaurants and bars and places where you can see people and you can interact, you can have some fun events in those times. And if you also want to have some nature, there's a lot of nature around Leipzig. There are a lot of rivers and lakes. There are 9 lakes around Leipzig, and man-made, we need to say, but they're still very clean. And I think in almost all of them, if not all of them, you can actually swim. In some of them, there are even boats and some kayaks renting that you can do, and a lot of parks. And so this is a lot of places where you can also find some peace of mind. And if you want to have in the weekend a nice stroll in the park next to the river, you also have that. So for me, it was very much important that I will have this balance, and that if I'm looking for something important, bureaucracy-wise even, or also some stores or some malls, some restaurants and bars, I have that in very close by. And also 15 minutes a walk from me is a river and a lot of greenery, parks, places where I can take my dog for a walk, which can also be very much nice in the hot weather. Let's go like this. Um, it is also very much international. So basically, you will be able to find a lot of different kind of people from very different places in the world. I am very much proud of how many international friends I have. And I think this is something that a lot of people are also proud about. And as I've mentioned, we have the orchestra that are attracting a lot of people from all over the world. The university also does it. Also, the options for jobs and some manufacturing company that are surrounding Leipzig. And basically, it's not a good place to live in, so people are coming to Leipzig to live in. So you would find a huge variety of people from all over the world. And the last thing is that it's still affordable. So that means actually it's still not too expensive to find an apartment to rent. It is still, the cost of living can definitely be different from other big cities like Berlin and Munich. And this is something a lot of people care about because, well, yeah, you might want to not spend that much on the same thing. So definitely Leipzig is still at this point of being affordable. I would say it's becoming harder and harder because everybody is discovering Leipzig. Everybody wants to come in. The competition starts to be a bit hard, but yet still it's not as hard of the case as other locations in Germany. So I did talk about why Leipzig, but now I'm going to talk about a little bit of who Leipzig is not really for. So there are some people that I know very deeply that they really like nightlife. They want to have, I don't know, a donna at 3 in the morning, and they need those places to be open, and they need to have, I don't know, stores at 10 p.m. So it's not really the case in Leipzig. The city of Leipzig, the city center, is very much empty at around 8, 9. Sure, there are some restaurants, sure, there are some bars that are open, but if you're looking for stores, it's pretty much closed. And also the restaurants are not staying open, especially during the weekdays, longer than roughly 10, 10:30. So if you are the person who constantly need a nightlife, maybe Leipzig is not really for you. Second thing is if you don't plan on learning German. So maybe in some cities it can work for you to not learn German and still live your life as you do. But Leipzig is not a city that can work like this because a lot of people don't know English and would kind of force you to learn German for many places. So you have to consider that if you're planning on living in Germany and not talk German. And lastly is the proximity to the beach and to skiing. So yes, there are beaches for the lakes, but if you're the kind of person who's looking for oceans or seas, then that's a bit hard. It's a bit far away. There are some beaches that are roughly 3, 4, 5 hours away from Leipzig, but you definitely need to consider that as a commute. And then skiing, there are some resorts that are relatively close, but not as close. So Leipzig is a very flat city. There aren't that many hills or mountains, so definitely skiing is not in the area of Leipzig. Basically, if you like hiking on mountains, Leipzig is not really the place for it. There are some on the surrounding, but you will have to take care of going there. So these are probably most of why yes or no Leipzig. How is the decision going to go? It's up. It's more on you to see what is it that you prefer to have when you are living in a city. What is important for you? I would definitely, in general, recommend that you kind of make a list of what is it important for you in the city that you live in now. What is missing? What is it something you would wish for? And then see and check if the city that you're aiming for, maybe Leipzig, maybe others, if it matches what you're looking for. And also be flexible because there is no way you will find everything in one city. So it could be that the skiing part, you'll be fine with going somewhere else. So yeah, definitely consider that it's important, but the rest of it, I pretty much laid out for you. If you have any more questions, please feel free to use the comment section and ask us more questions, maybe something that I can refer to the next time, the next live. And if not, also you can feel free to visit our website, www.overtheofek.com, or our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We have a lot of information for you that we keep on posting. So thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next live event.